In Microsoft's official 2023 Diversity and Inclusion report, they openly admit that they are paying white people less than other ethnic groups in the name of pay equity. So here is the explicit wording. As of September 2023, inside the US, all racial and ethnic minority groups who are rewards eligible combined earn $1,007 total pay for every $1,000 earned by US rewards eligible white employees with the same job title and level and considering tenure. Specifically, for those who are rewards eligible, US Black and African American employees earn $1,004. Hispanic and Latinx, they have literally written Latinx, employees earn $1,004, and Asian employees earn $1,012. It's weird that it's so much more for every $1,000 earned by US rewards eligible white employees with the same job title and level and considering tenure. This is illegal. Now, whether it should be, I'm not sure. A lot of libertarians would say that racial discrimination should be allowed. The government shouldn't be distorting that. And I'm very sympathetic to that idea. But at the moment, it is illegal. They also make it clear that women earn $1,007 for every one. Actually, I don't think it. I saw the dot there, and I assumed that they had just misused comma because some countries do that. But no, I think what they mean is that for every dollar, and they just used 3 decimal points instead of 1. For every dollar a white earns, other races earn more. For some reason, Asians earn a lot more. I'm not sure why, because you would think that they would be closer, if anything less. But women earn $1.07 for every dollar earned by a man. Outside the US, women still earn more. So yeah, this is illegal, I'm pretty sure. But they're doing it. And yeah, for every dollar a woman makes, she spends 1.5. Yeah. This is, I think, illegal, but they are not the only ones doing it, as I'm sure you know. We have here, flat out illegal. Elon Musk responds to Matt Walsh posts digging into Google's new anti-white AI tool. He says, this is confession of a crime. Now, the thing that I just showed you from Microsoft, I think that is also illegal. I think so in the US. I'm not certain, but I think so. It's less insane than what Elon Musk is describing here. That's a pretty good picture of him, to be honest. Billionaire Elon Musk on Thursday blasted a Google AI executive for racist comments she's made in the past, which he argued was the confession of a crime. Musk's comments came in response to Daily Wire host Matt Walsh digging into Google's new Gemini AI project, which has been paused after users noticed anti-white bias. Unfortunately, whilst this is literally true, again, I will make it clear, Google did not pause the AI image generation because of anti-white bias. They only paused it because of historical inaccuracies. Even then, I suspect they didn't want to. It was just because they got caught, because it was so egregious. They say it's the same work, so it's not earned. They are paid different. That's what it sounds like, Melcatillo, but devil could be in the wording there. It sounds like they are saying that they literally do the same job and are paid different amounts. That is illegal as far as I understand. Quote, Google's Gemini AI project doesn't want to display images of white men, even historical figures. I think I may have figured out why, Walsh posted on 2X. Here's the founder of Google's AI Responsibility Initiative, Jen Genai. Yes, her name is Jen Genai. Literally the short form of generation, twice, followed by AI. That is literally her name. Speaking in a keynote address in 2021, she openly suggests that she treats Black, Hispanic, and Latinx employees differently than white employees. 8-Bit, is there anything at all that you would less rather be called than Latinx? Is that literally the worst thing anyone could call you? In the video, Janai argues that talented white employees are fast-tracked on the corporate ladder, while talented Black, Hispanic, and Latinx employees break through much later. I expect this is not her expressing what she believes the policy should be, or what she has made the policy. This is her lamenting the notion that whites do well in the company. And I strongly suspect, Miss Janai, that it's not bias that's leading to that happening. It's because they just happen to be more suited for the jobs that Google needs done. She then said, and Asians, look into Asians. You haven't mentioned Asians, have you? I'm sure that Asians break through just as fast as whites do, if not maybe faster. Even with Google as it is today, they're still just meritocratic enough that that they still need people that are competent. Although from what I've heard internally, they don't have much of that left. She then said that she incorrectly used to treat every member of her team the same and changed accordingly. Quote, "It's a myth that you're not unfair if you treat everyone the same." Genai said, wait, hold on. It's a myth that you're not unfair if you treat everyone the same. Right, yeah, no, that's bullshit, Genai. She said, "There are groups who have been marginalized and excluded because of historical systems and structures that are intentionally designed to favor one group or the other. Bullshit ideology. We've been hearing this for upwards of 10 years. It's not true. And even if it was true in the past, it was, one, justified because they were the local people who built the societies, in those case whites, but not exclusively whites, just those culturally aligned with the societies. And two, they are long gone now. And in fact, now people like you are reversing it and making it much worse in the other direction." She says, "So you need to account for that and mitigate against it." I don't think so. The only way in which you need to do that is if people like you, Genai, are deliberately disadvantaging certain people, then that should be repelled. But just magicking up this ethereal advantage for certain groups over the others with no evidence that it actually exists, and then with that as the justification, treating them worse, that's not the right answer. That is just evil. Quote, "Treating people differently on the basis of race, gender, etc. is flat out illegal," Musk responded. "This is confession of a crime." Walsh later pointed out that Genai was subject to scrutiny back during the 2020 election when she allegedly suggested to Project Veritas that Google was working to stop former President Donald Trump from remaining in the White House. "Senior Google employees like Genai know they have a lot of power," Walsh wrote. Shortly before the 2020 election, Genai was caught on hidden camera implying that Google will do what it can to prevent Donald Trump from winning again. The "What is a Woman" filmmaker captioned the following video. The undercover footage, which Google censored from YouTube last month of Google exec Genai, has now been broadcast on local news stations across the entire country. "It's journalism of national import, YouTube. Will you reinstate our upload?" says James O'Keefe in 2019. I think I missed that one, actually. Musk responded to this too, writing, "That would be illegal election interference." As highlighted by the Daily Wire, Gemini AI has been accused of refusing to generate images of white people, etc., etc. So, yeah, like Genai, there was loads of indications that she was just as bad. And like, for not for nothing, the problems with Google's AI are not an accident. And we understand why it's happened, and it was quite obvious that people in charge of the project are horrendously racist against whites. And it's not just Genai who is not the one in charge of the project. She's in charge of the sort of the ethics part of it, I think. If we have a look here, this is the guy that was in charge of the project. Here he is in April 2018, saying, "White privilege is real, don't be an asshole and act guilty about it. Do your part in recognizing bias at all levels of egregious." In 2018. In, I think this is 2021, he says, inauguration speech acknowledging systemic racism. So he was saying that Biden's militarily enforced inauguration speech was good for that. He then says, "This is America, where racism is the number one value our populace seeks to uphold above all else." Utterly the opposite of the truth from him there. It's remarkable to me that people can still believe this, that people can honestly think that our countries are anything but the least racist in history, by far. He says, "For what it's worth, my personal beliefs are that I don't mind paying more taxes and investing in overcoming systemic racism." So it's all the same bullshit you've come to expect. He says, "Jesus only cares about white kids." I'm pretty sure that's in the Bible. Let's confirm with Jeff Sessions. I don't know what he means by that. He then says, "I have experienced none of these things being a white man in America. We obviously have egregious racism in this country." All this bullshit. So he's well in the cult, and he was the one that built Gemini. Now, the important thing is, Gemini was not just anti-white racist. It was also bad. Like low quality. It's a lot worse than ChatGPT-4. There are even open source LLMs that are better. I did a bit of research into this yesterday because I was looking to host one, actually. But there are open source LLMs that are better than Gemini. There's even open source LLMs that are better than Bard, their previous one. There's open source LLMs actually there's one or two that compete with GPT-4 these days. If I were self-hosting one, it would be smaller, so it would be less good. But it might still be able to rival GPT 3.5 if I host one. So I might do that. Although I could just use an API, pay a tiny amount, use an API, and do it that way. Is he a fellow white? Asks Sean. He has a Polish name. Let's see if I can spell it. Jack Kraz something. Krosizik. Looks like other people have been looking at his Wikipedia as well. Religion. The top two results are religion and Wikipedia. Let's just have a quick little gander at the early life section. I'm sure we're not going to find anything weird. Born in Poland, Jack's family immigrated to the US when he was young. Father's job as an electrical engineer. Fascinated with maths, computing, etc. Nothing here about the ethnicity. There he is. Early life. This looks like an archive of Wikipedia. Nationality Polish American. 1984, formative years, age 12, family. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, transition. Nothing here about Judaism, actually. Nothing here about that I can see. Doesn't give the name of his parents either. So we don't know. I mean, he might not be Jewish. I wouldn't care that much. I would only be looking it up for the meme, really. But I'll have a quick look on Twitter because often people will post things on Twitter, and it's easy to find things these days because it's not as censored. Okay, so here's him celebrating Hanukkah. Again, I don't really care that much. I care more about what they do. But again, for the meme, and there is a correlation, even though I'm not sure it's causal to our problems, but there's certainly a correlation. So it is interesting. But yeah, I would be concerned with the individual either way. Yeah, I know, Ronald. The name is crazy that she's called Gen-I. She's an AI specialist. So that's some information about the two main figures behind the AI.